Hi, Genki Call here to go over all of the things that are going on this week, except for world event teams. I've got the world event scoring for you. I've got Soulforge. I've got all of the events, everything coming up, all in one video. Not like usual. I'm not going to split it all up this time. So we are in Hellcrag this week, and we're going to start with the Underworld because I usually forget that, and so Underspire, my bad. Underspire. So for the Underspire, I have two different thoughts here. For teams, we've got Chalcedony with Obsidiaxis, who does damage to all enemies, the Craghound, who does damage to two enemies, and the Obsidian Libram. Now, very important, the Obsidian Libram. Remember this weapon. If you don't have this, it will be available tomorrow only, tomorrow Tuesday, during the faction assault. You will be able to get this in the Soulforge, yes, but you can also get it in the faction assault shop for gems instead. You need this weapon. It is fantastic. Love this weapon, but you know, I love my explodey weapons, but still, it explodes any kind of gems, and oh my gosh. It explodes any gem, not just a certain color, and it is fantastic. And it self-enchants. Are you kidding me? It's beautiful. Now, I do have a mana block here, but it doesn't matter because Chalcedony creates so much mana. Now, there is a second team that I would think about doing here. Instead of Obsidiaxis, put in, where is he? Chernabog. Put Chernabog in here, and then that is a secondary mana generator. And instead of the Obsidian Libram, put in the Stone Seeker. Damage to an enemy boosted by all brown allies and construct allies. My entire team is brown, including the weapon. So no mana block this way, extra damage. Later on, you know, you may need something more powerful. You can use Tarask in this Underspire because technically he is from Hellcrag. So lots of options here for the Underspire, but this is just my primary thoughts on that. So next up, let's do the world event scoring because I normally don't do that during these videos. And here is what you need to know. Rarity order. Rarity order and the legendary and the mythic are going to get you more points. Not just because they get you more points, but they will also give you variable amount of points when you fight. So super easy this week. Gotta love it when they make it easy. And that's all there is to know. Just rarity order. Next up, the campaign tasks: win 25 PvP battles, kill enemies in any battle 160 times, and match skull gems 400 times. No big deal. Campaign tasks no longer a big deal. Now speaking of the campaign, we are going to get, if you have the paid pass, if you have the paid Elite Plus pass, Dread Cutlass release today. So, you know, I don't have the $25 pass. I haven't even bought the $10 pass yet. So, yeah, but if you have the $25 pass, this became available today. This is for Blighted Lands. I am weapon blocked at Blighted Lands, but we're going there next week. So I'm just going to craft the things I'm missing next week. Not going to spend $25, or I'll just wait till next week and spend the $10 to do it, because do I want to do this pass? I don't know, but Polly is very cute. Love Polly. All right, next up we have, yep, let's head into the shop. So in the shop, resources every week. I recommend getting your spoils of war. All 10 of them if you can. It's a max of 10. It's a fantastic deal for event keys, and I'm going to show you what you can get with your event keys this week in just a moment. But first, let's head into the weekly event and get the new troop. Unless you're going to be spending event keys. If you are, wait to do this until after you use your event keys, because that way you can save some glory. But the Stone Panther is going to deal damage to one enemy boosted by brown allies, an additional 3 damage per brown ally, and then create 3 good gargoyle gems. He has skull damage reduction by 50% and does double skull damage versus dragons. He's kind of a generic troop, but you know, he is just an ultra rare. So I always get this up to Mythic level if I can. Mythic level, that just means that I can get him to level 20. You get all of these beautiful things right here, plus you get a guaranteed level 20 troop when you need it for the power level at the kingdom. So, as far as event keys go, let's go over what you can get with your event keys. I am going to show all. I think I have everything here, but let's show all, and by rarity order, we're just going to go over this very quickly. I'm going to go over the most important troops and what you can't get with your event keys. You cannot get Tarask. Sorry. Can't get Tarask. Can't get anything from Obsidian Depths, it says right here, because you have to get them at the faction. And can't get the tower because it is a tarot card. I believe that's it. So, as far as mythics go, you can get the Colossus, who destroys a 5x5 circle, which is, you know, a 5x5 square with the corners cut off for some reason. Gain armor and life boosted by all gargoyle gems destroyed, an additional 5 damage for each one. And then skull damage reduction, 50% is good, 50% chance to create a good gargoyle gem when my turn begins. So he's okay. I think I played with him just a little bit and didn't really care for him. I do like Tourmaline though. The only problem with Tourmaline is that this is a kingdom of constructs and he's not a construct. So there isn't that synergy with the construct teams like using Chalcedony. But damage to all enemies, drain mana from all enemies, 4 mana from all enemies, boosted by gargoyle gems. You'll drain an additional 3 mana for each gargoyle gem on the board. So you can basically drain all of their mana because you create a good gargoyle gem every time you match 4+ gems and reflect skull damage and, you know, a chance to have an annoying summons, which is good for you if it's your team, of course. Next, you must have Chernabog. Chernabog, fantastic. Love this guy. Create 10 brown gems, explode 47 gems. Well, for me, it's 47. Your magic +1. Explode a bunch of gems. It's great. So, I mean, creating 10 brown gems, what is the point of that? Well, he uses brown. So, when he creates those 10 brown gems, you're kind of ensuring that he's going to be able to loop. He also conjures a dust storm at the start of every single turn, which is incredibly useful for heavily brown teams. And he has skull damage reduction by 50%. Can't get. Zenith. He's the other legendary for Hellcrag. He creates 5 Doom Skulls boosted by evil gargoyle gems. Even if he's webbed, there's nothing purple on this card is in the description. That means it is not affected by magic. So even if you're webbed, he's still going to do this. And create an evil gargoyle gem when matching 4+ gems. Skull damage reduction again by 50%. Also, very, very, very good troop. Chalcedony is amazing. If you just use the new dragon troop, Arboreus, Huntmaster Arboreus, you know what this troop does if you're new to the game. If you're not new to the game, you already know how amazing Chalcedony is on an all-construct team. Damage to an enemy, create 3 brown gems boosted by all construct allies. She loops and she loops and she loops and she's annoying to fight unless you are able to freeze her. Just amazing. Skull damage reduction by 50% and the summons as well. So next up we have the Craghound, and he is notable simply because he does damage to 2 enemies. And if you are limited on what you can use and you don't have Obsidian Axis or something that can do damage to all enemies, like for a kingdom, like this one, kingdom event, he can hit more than 1 enemy, and that is very, very useful to me. Personally, my playstyle. I don't like to do things just individually. I'm gonna go ahead and do this so I can get my power level up. Very excited to get my power level up. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. There we go. Next, I already went over what this one does, and anything else. Well, here's the Stone Mayfit. This guy is the summons that is so annoying. Create a gargoyle gem. Poison a random enemy for each green gem under or around it. It's just a meat shield. It's just a meat shield. That's all it is. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go over. Ah, it's beautiful. I love it. Gotta love getting those power levels up. So, so important. So the power level went up. I now have a higher chance of getting a tribute every hour when I get my tributes. So next up we have the trials. So here's what I've been doing lately. I am doing up through level 275. I'm buying the pet that you start getting at the epic trials up at 200 gems, 200 gems, 200 gems. And at this point, I get my new pet, my new shiny pet, is up to legendary. And then instead of spending another 400 gem and dealing with these annoying things, I just use a minor orb of minions and save myself 400 gems. So, you know, if you feel like doing it, that's great. But here's what I did. Chalcedony up front, Petrified Golem, Chernabog, and Craghound in that order, and I did it on autoplay, and it worked just fine. Otherwise, you know, if you want to do it by hand, just loop with Chalcedony. It will take forever. That's why I did it on autoplay, because I didn't feel like doing it. Now, okay, more important stuff coming up this week. Friday, we have a new Mythic coming out. It's Mythic Friday coming out, and it's Vault Weekend. So, for the third month in a row, we have Mythic Friday and Vault Weekend coming at the same time. Ah, Mythic Friday, so exciting. All right, we have a world event. I've already gone over the scoring on that, and then we've got yeah, we've got the campaign. As far as, let's see, demons and constructs each get 10, plus 10% to their skills, and if you take the new troop, the Stone Panther, into PvP, you'll gain an additional 5 glory per battle. Eh, eh. It'd be nice to get more than that. It's not a whole lot. As far as upcoming events for the week, besides Vault Event and Mythic Friday, on Tuesday, that's tomorrow, we have the Faction Assault. Be sure to grab the Obsidian Librum. I'm going to mention this again because we're going in the Soulforge next. Be sure to grab the Obsidian Librum if you don't have it yet. On Wednesday, we have oh yeah, new, not this. Hold on. Let's see. It says complete, so maybe, whoops. Let's see, maybe I can't remember what's coming up. Bleh. Okay, let me check. Hold on. On Wednesday, we have the Gargrowl pet. On Thursday, we have Geomancer class trial. That's here. And this weekend, as I said, we have Vault and Mythic Friday. So as far as the Soulforge goes, let's head over there, and that is here. And this week on offer in the Soulforge, I'm excited. Not because there's something amazing here. I'm excited for a different reason. I'll get to that in a second. I'm excited because there is a mythic in here that I don't have. And it's the last one that I need that is kingdom bound. The other ones I need 2 others that are from the apocalypse, like War. War is... War can be amazing if you pair him with Ethereal Sentry. Ethereal Sentry will cast and add whatever your current armor is to the attack. And so it can boost it immensely. Deal damage to an enemy boosted by my attack. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. So, I'm so sorry. You add 113 to 73 to 41. That's a lot of damage. You cast more than once with Ethereal Sentry, and he just one-shots all the things. It's amazing, but it takes forever. And if he gets his armor damaged before you can cast, that's not going to be amazing. It's just so slow. And also, he's an Apocalypse troop. The Apocalypse troops have no kingdom, so they will not help your power levels. I highly recommend not crafting any of the Apocalypse troops until you have all of the kingdom-based mythics. For that reason, because getting your power levels increased is so important. As far as, legendaries go, Queen Isabella, Leviathan, and Chaloka, is that it? And Matron Dragatani. Nothing really amazing here. Queen Isabel is quite good in events. It's really the only place I ever use her. Damage to the first enemy equal to the ally's attack, and then you're going to add attack and armor to them. And so you always hit on the first slot, and they tank up, they get lots of attack, and you just cast it. You get 3 to 8 mana to all other allies other than myself, and you have more than one Queen Isabella on the team. I mean, it's good. It's good. Would I pay 800 diamonds for it? No, absolutely not. Toloka's sounds good on paper. Do triple scatter damage if there's a storm. It just doesn't add up very much. It just doesn't. The last trait here is really nice. 10 damage to a random enemy on 4+ gem matches, but it just doesn't add up fast enough. So as far as the other mythics go here, we have Fallen Valdis. She is from Drakzoom. She does damage to all enemies, explodes 3 Doom Skulls if there are any. Boosted by divine enemies. I mean, if there aren't any Doom Skulls, she's not going to do much. But if you're fighting divines, she's very helpful because she silences divine enemies. But otherwise, she's kind of considered a crappy mythic. But if she's all you have and you want to take her into the underworld and do some faction assaulting with her, you know, I'm so, you know what I mean. I'm just not talking right. If you want to take her down into the underworld and into a delve where you get that boost to stats, and then this goes up a lot because of your horde, it's good for quick delves at lower levels. Summon a Darkstorm when the enemy dies. Disease a random enemy when matching purple gems. You can see what disease does right here. I'm not going to read it because it's right there. Anyway, Dao. Dao is the one. This is my last mythic that is kingdom based. I am crafting him. Ah! Yay! He's not a very good mythic though. Now, understand, I don't own him. He's going to eliminate from a random skill on an enemy, destroy 8 gems of one of their mana colors, repeat 2 more times for random enemies. He is the reverse of Shabanu Vespera, and he uses the reverse colors. The problem is, Shabanu Vespera creates gems. He destroys gems. Now, because Shabanu is creating gems, you can loop and loop and loop. With him destroying gems, and you can't choose which color he's going to use, you might loop just from the way that the gems fall, but the thing that makes Shabanu awesome is the fact that she loops. This guy is not going to loop very easily, so that's why people generally don't pay attention to him, I think. He does have a summons, but I just wanted him because he's the last mythic I needed. Super happy about that. Leona's Tower, always here, always here, always here. Yes. And the last one is the Gemini. I'm laughing because I got 4 of her accidentally on one pull during Mythic Friday. Yeah, but I'm a Gemini, so that worked out. Anyway, she steals life from the 2 weakest enemies, then inflicts curse and 3 stacks of bleed on them. Yeah, 4 stacks of bleed does 10 true damage a turn. I can't remember how much 3 does, like 7, 8, something like that. True damage every turn. It doesn't sound great. It doesn't. But when she kills you, you'll know that she's not that bad. She's really not that bad. She gives 8 life to all purple allies when matching purple gems. She's not amazing. As far as crafting goes, folks, I recommend saving your diamonds for something that you really, really want, because a new mythic cycle has just started. This is the list of every upcoming mythic in the mythic cycle. It could be weeks or months until the one that you want the most comes up, and it might be next week. We don't know. I will put a link to this. It's a lot. I'll put a link to this in the description box below. Thank you so much, King Ollie. You rock. You are awesome. I love that you do this every week. Thank you so much. The last thing for this video that we're going to go over are the weapons. And you don't want to get weapon blocked. Getting weapon blocked is the worst. It is the worst. So always here. All this stuff is always here. We have the Aegis of Hellcrag, and this thing is going to remove all brown gems. Deal damage to an enemy boosted by gems removed. And if the enemy is from Hellcrag or the battles in Hellcrag, deal double damage. It will barrier you when you cast, and then the Moonstone Trinket. This is going to either create 4 gargoyle gems or explode a bunch of gems. It can actually kind of be fun to use. I generally don't like these either or troops. I like the ones where you can choose, but the ones where you don't know what they're going to do, I tend not to like them. Same with weapons. But this one can be fun. It just depends on the team and what your goal is at the moment. Next is the Watchful Blade. This is going to do damage to an enemy boosted by Hellcrag allies and create a mix of 6 red and brown gems for each Hellcrag ally. Lots of brown, lots of red in Hellcrag. Next is Stone Seeker, which I mentioned earlier. Damage to an enemy boosted by all brown allies and construct allies. It creates a dust storm. I forgot to mention that earlier. And, you know, that is super helpful, especially since there's so much brown used in Hellcrag. Sorry, I had to readjust. And that is it for these things. Now, as I said, don't forget to get the Obsidian Librum. Tomorrow you're going to be able to go in here. Yes, yes. You're going to be able to go in here. You'll see the Faction Assault here instead of the Gnome Vault. If you don't see this here, if there's Pet Rescue or something, you just scroll over and it's over here as well. So be sure to get the Obsidian Librum if you don't have it yet, if you like the splody weapons like I do. It's just a suggestion. As always, when you're using your diamonds, just consider what's to come up in the Soulforge, if there's something you really, really want, but also don't get power level blocked if you can, because it is terrible to get power level blocked. I hate it. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Check out the videos popping up on the screen now if you're interested. Have a wonderful day and night wherever you may be, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye!